Again, Byron and Truex Jr. are going to lead the field to the green. Let's go back to the flag stand and Jr.
Two of our championship hopefuls bringing the field up slowly through the Geico restart zone. They tap Byron on the shoulder. Just like that, they're off and running down into turn one, 3 and 4 wide.
William Byron, the pole setter, took the outside lane. Not a surprise, as the 4 of Kevin Harvick slides up a little bit, and that bright orange number 4 loses a few spots.
Yeah, lost a little traction there in turn number 1, and it shot him up the racetrack. But everybody chasing after William Byron, Martin Truex Jr., 1 and 2 as they go down Long Pond straightaway into the tunnel turn. Another long straightaway here as Byron trying to separate himself, and they're starting to get a little more single file as they work their way through 3.
Off turn 4, off turn 3 actually. Here comes Byron. We got this race underway. Here comes the cars at speed.
Oh, got a spin. Oh, the 15 goes around. Will he? Oh, contact with the left front. That's going to bring the caution out.
So J.J. Yeley gets into the inside wall, and the first caution comes out.
We saw a lot of this in qualifying. Several cars had trouble. Track's really slick. Seems like the cars have a fair amount of grip, but when they lose a little bit of control, they just spin them out really quickly.
There they go, fanning out, getting runs, blocking runs. It's going to get more intense as the race goes. Those final few restarts later today will be wild.
The contact right there, guys. I saw the 34. I'm not sure what happened. Now Bubba Wallace way up the racetrack.
Yeah, McDowell in the 34 shot down. It looked like there was some contact made as they were getting into turn 1.
Now there's some 2 and 3 wide. They're going to have to get this sorted out. 3 wide up front. Look at this, into the tunnel. I don't think 3 wide was an option, but William Byron's making it work. Okay.
All of this has allowed Logano to get clear by almost a second over Larson. Let's see if Larson now with that second position and clean air can drive him down and take the lead from the 22.
Those are those moments. We talk a lot about strategy, but it's a lot about holding serve as well. Byron had the lead. Now he's lost it.
He came out just a little bit behind Logano, but was able to get back on the lead lap. That puts 35 cars on the lead lap at the end of stage 1 as Joey Logano, with a 1.8 second lead over Martin Truex Jr., is going to win stage 1. Already his 3rd stage win of the year. Martin Truex Jr. grabbing those stage points. Denny Hamlin, Tyler Reddick, A.J. Allmendinger on the top 5.
Going down, he got real ace there.
And this is a familiar sight. William Byron on the inside, Larson on the outside, or vice versa, as we see the 24 and 5 getting the green flag. And once again, as Kyle Petty mentioned, they're fanning out 3, 4, 5 wide as they get ready to come into turn 1. Contact made.
22, Logano's
Logano,
around.
who won the stage,
The
backwards.
Suarez in the wall.
That is huge for Suarez. Talked about this tight point battle. This is the problem with starting back mid-pack. Joey Logano won stage 1. Remember, think about this. Only one stage 1 winner has finished in the top 5 2 of the last 8 races. 2 of the last 8 races, stage 1 winners. So that's the danger in getting those points and then getting mid-pack. We'll see what happens to start all this. Here's Joey Logano in the outside lane. Goes to the bottom. Oh, yeah, a little bit of contact from the car in front of him. He came down on him. Couldn't quite make out who that was.
So there it is. The 45 of Reddick is on the outside of the 22, and the 22 is getting shoved around. Like, you know, he has some control, but when you're getting pushed that much, Jeff, you kind of are being steered by the car behind you, and you see it steer him into the left rear quarter panel of the 45 car, Reddick. It turns him around.
Drivers, I always want to know, like when you go down the interstate, you have these blind spots, but that's with side mirrors. These guys How well defined is like lane 1, 2, and 3, Jeff?
Not very well, but let's watch Suarez. Let's see what he is. The bottom car, oh, there's the contact right there. He just was underneath some other cars. They came down on him. Just nothing he could do.
One of those is Bubba Wallace. We're going to ride on board with him. Look at this the left side of your screen. He hits the right rear quarter panel. He's drove down into the right rear quarter panel by another car.
William Byron, he's on the outside. Larson on the inside. We'll try it again.
Great pushes from both lanes. That outside looks a little more organized. Got 3 cars bumper to bumper.
They're side by side into one. Larson tried to surge ahead, got about a half a car length there, and then momentum, and now Austin Dillon slides around.
That all started in turn 1 on the restart. BJ McLeod had some trouble getting down into 1. Let's see what happens. Way in the back. See the orange car in the back. BJ is on the bottom, blocking a little bit. Here he comes up the racetrack into the left rear quarter panel of Austin Dillon.
Dillon was running 26th, so back in the pack. That means another restart. And
first, it means pit road, because I think we are in a real decision maker. Let's ride on board right here. Oh, man, that's frustrating. Didn't really do anything wrong.
Great job by him, though, standing in the throttle and then lifting off the throttle at the right time to make sure it didn't get turned left and go down to the inside.
We'll try again. That outside row has the 24, the 4, and the 12 all lined up, as well as the 6. Back up through the gears they go. We'll see how they do through turn 1 this time. Now, cars jumping out of line.
Chase Elliott makes a move on his teammate Alex Bowman down into turn 1.
Oh, and around goes a 5. Larson goes up and tags the wall. Caution comes out again.
Marty told us a while ago that a request came to William Byron, from William Byron to his spotter. Make sure I get my tires cleaned up on the restart. They did not have good grip driving into turn 1 with debris on them. Get them cleaned up. That's something that we always had trouble with, and you wonder that that's what happened here. Kyle Larson on the front row.
Getting a push from Christopher Bell right there behind him. Man, I think Christopher shoved him a little bit too far into the corner, and he was worried about hitting his teammate, or maybe they did make contact. But Christopher Bell had the 5-car upset right there.
Yeah.
Way too much pushing too late down into the transition of turn 1.
Having your tires clean is really important, but having them all on the ground is more important.
Can he stretch it all the way to the end of this stage and win a stage? Get that playoff point would be very important. Oh, Christopher Bell around. Wow.
Bell spins around and caution comes out. It's the 6th one of the day.
He was in 11th place right there when he lost control off of turn 1.
It's going to be interesting for a few of the cars that were, I'm thinking, still planning on coming to pit road maybe. Now they're going to ride around under yellow. Let's see how the 20 gets back without damaging his car. Take a look, guys.
All by himself right here, just loose. Back comes around on the corner exit of turn 1.
Christopher Bell just trying to be aggressive in the gas. It just spins out. I talked to Christopher this morning, and he said, look, we've got speed. We just got to quit making mistakes. And he was talking about himself and his pit crew, and that one's on him. Kyle Larson coming to pit road. Caution came out. He could not get on pit road. Most likely, I couldn't see the lights, but most likely it would have been a violation because the caution lights came on before he was on pit road. So wisely turned out.
Get around, so there you go.
When they get back to pit road.
Kyle Larson.
Here's the question. Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. So Kyle Larson's going to win the stage. Ty Dillon second.
Ty Dillon has the same number of laps on his fuel as Larson, so if Larson has a problem with fuel, so does Ty Dillon.
Door to door, side by side once again as Blaney gets a big shove from Ty Gibbs on that outside line.
It pushes him out clear, but they aren't together. That inside line is. Here comes the inside line back. Blaney's clear down in the turn. He slides up and takes the air away from the 24 to the inside Truex. He won't make the pass, but he slots into second place in front of Byron. Way up the racetrack here, the back of the field. Looks like Cole Custer up in the wall there as these cars jockey for position down the Long Pond Straight.
That was Eric Jones in the 43 that ducked way to the inside.
Denny Hamlin trying to use all the racetrack he can. Trying to kind of run Harvick up a little bit clean, but just an aggressive move off the corner. Harvick trying to squeeze the 11.
The 11 up the track a little bit here, taking the line away. There's contact right there.
While those two are side by side, here comes the 9 of Chase Elliott.
And he chose the 4 car to push down the straightaway rather than making it 3 wide.
Man.
He pushed the 4 right past the 11 of Denny Hamlin.
That's so frustrating for Denny, and he'll have to go back to work. Oh, crash!
Into the wall hard. And Austin Dillon for the second time. Around in turn 1, this time a hard contact.
Yeah,
that wall and fire under the hood.
It was a hard lick. The car got turned around, right rear first.
See him throwing the steering wheel, frustrated, disgusted with what's just happened. Take a look at what happens.
3 wide down into 1. That's Austin on the inside, and Austin's in the middle. Just comes down the racetrack into the 45 of Reddick.
I'd like to get another look at that. It almost looked like Austin didn't know he was there, but
right.
That was just a first glance at it. Here we go. Yeah, I think he's expecting maybe that Reddick's going to be lower on the racetrack.
Yeah, that's 2 guys going for the same piece of asphalt. Used to be teammates at RCR.
Pushing hard.
Caution's out.
That guy.
Caution's out to 14 of Chase. Briscoe is around. He came out of turn 4 or 3, and around he went. Now, there'll be another restart, and we have seen chaos on restarts today.
Well, pretty heavy damage to the back of that car.
Off the corner all the way down the straightaway.
Oh, around goes a car in the back. The 48 of Bowman spins and brings the caution out. He was running in the 3rd position, and around he went.
That's a tough break for the 48. I mean, his last top 5 was all the way back in COTA in March. He has not had a top 5 since returning from injury. He was in position today to get one. Let's see what happens.
Looks like he's chasing the back of the car and just loses it. Denny's giving him some time, trying to allow him to gather the car up, and you can see Denny's allowing other cars to get underneath him. So 11 checks up, trying to help the 48, but I don't know if there was an issue, a flat tire, whatever was going on there, but the 48 goes into the corner and loses it. Into the tunnel turn, a big wreck. Hard lick.
That's Haley in the 31, and he is turned around. A lot of damage to the driver's side of the 31, and so the caution comes out once again. Harvick was also up there in the top 3. Great to see the window net come down for Haley. This is right
after
here, coming to the yellow.
Yeah,
here.
this is after the yellow. Look at that. Wow, he is angry. So we'd like to see the restart to where we can watch Denny. He in the middle of the corner gets position on the 5, then just throtbles up really and drives up the racetrack, carrying the 5 up the racetrack. We saw this before, but it was Ross Chastain on the outside last year. Again, the 5 hard into the wall. Literally almost the same exact scenario. He comes down the racetrack trying to slow Denny down.
Yeah, you don't mind getting run up the racetrack a little bit, but when you get run up the racetrack this much to where now there's contact and it pushes you out of the groove, you have no choice but to lift out of the throttle, and you're still going to hit the wall. So, yeah, I don't blame him. I'd be mad, too.
Truex not able to close the gap. Oh, there's a spin. The 41 of Priest is around. No caution yet.
Contact. No, he's not going to make contact with the inside wall, and no caution has come out.
Reddick to the inside for second.
It's 1 lap to go. Presented by Credit One Bank.
Drag race down the front straightaway for second place between Reddick and Truex. The 41 still sitting there, not refired.
Now he gets going. Trying to get going. You see the flames coming out of the exhaust of the 41. He can't get it refired.
They need to throw a caution right here.
The caution does come out. That will put Denny Hamlin in victory lane. Win number 60. And the crowd not happy.
Yeah, that's the right thing to do. That is 100% the right thing to do. You cannot let those cars go by him sitting in the racetrack like that. You just don't have a choice. We all hate it, but there's no choice right there.
I don't believe that's what they're booing.
Way to go, guys.
I don't think that's what they're booing, buddy.
Well, I hope not.
No. I mean, that was the right call. The car can't be sitting there. Somebody gets turned around, coming out of that tunnel turn. You can hear the fans frustrated.
Win 50 comes at the boos of Pocono fans. The crowd maybe not so happy at how Denny Hamlin ended up winning this race.